Beautiful day in St. Joe County.
Met with all the sheriffs
This
and
meeting is being recorded.
Body Mike stuff. I got a bunch of stuff. We're-
I'd like to call the Tuesday, August 17th meeting of the St. Joseph County Board of Commissioners to order. Please stand for the pledge.
And I think you're having like a grand opening, moving from a startup to like actual scale.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, moving on to opening reading of bids. It appears there are none. Move on to the Board of Commissioners. First item is the accounts payable docket. Is there a motion?
A motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Now we move on to some of the best things we get to do as a Board of Commissioners. That is celebrate members of our community who are doing great things to make our community better. So it's my pleasure to announce this month's Business of the Month is South Bend Brew Works. They're South Bend's first family-owned and operated brew pub, founded on a model of community give back known as Beer for Good. In 7 years, South Bend Brew Works has donated well over $100,000 to dozens of not-for-profit agencies in South Bend and the greater northern Indiana area, Robinson Center being one of them. Beer for Good is back in 2021, and in the last 2 months alone, they've given $2,800 each of those months. Brewworks is now located at the recently renovated Hibbard Building, just a couple blocks away from their original location by the State Theater at 321 South Main Street, 105B. It's kind of in the shadow of the outfield of the Four Winds Field, so it's just a great kind of continue to uplift to that entire area. The new location features 16 taps with a host of regular and rotating small batch beers, and they are open on Wednesday and Thursday from 4 to 10, Friday and Saturday from noon to 11, and Sunday from noon to 8. I think the South Bend Brew Works is the kind of company who just embodies what we like to represent here in St. Joe County. They've got a focus on not just treating their customers well and providing a great product and great service, but they also do everything they can to help lift up our community. So congratulations. Anything you'd like to say, Steve?
I just want to thank all of you for the recognition. The last year and a half is everybody's dealt with a lot of curveballs and we've had our share as well. So it's nice to be able to get back and doing what we do best. And we appreciate and are humbled by the recognition. So thank you very much.
I think the worst thing was when I went in and saw Steve on Friday, I walked in there and didn't have a beer. So I felt kind of uncomfortable with the whole process. Let's give South Bend Brew Works a round of applause. Come up and we can take a picture. I'm doing great. All right, now we'll move on to Citizen of the Month. Commissioner Dieter.
Thank you. Would you like to step to the podium, young man? Thank you. All can go up there too. All right, the
He's
citizen
fine.
of the month for July is Alex England, who will turn 30 next month. He went straight from graduating high school at John Glenn to serving in the United States Marine Corps for 4 years. Alex returned home to North Liberty and went to work for Unique Tooling. He had developed a passion for weightlifting early on in his life and continued to lift at his father's gym after his return from the military. Alex had noticed there wasn't much to offer in North Liberty area for gym training and sat down with his father in early 2019 to talk about opening a 24/7 gym in North Liberty. After many months of labor and finding the correct machinery to build his idea of powerlifting gym, he still has the feel that everyone is welcome. On April 1st of 2019, Iron, Muscle, and Fitness opened its doors to the public. Alex researched for months the machinery and the flow of his gym to have. Iron, Fitness, and Muscle offers over $50,000 worth of solid equipment to accommodate the heavy lifter and just enough cardio equipment to welcome all gym members. His gym has had great success in the area and he's created an atmosphere for young adults to come and lift with friends, and it has been many times to feel like the gym a second home to many. This endeavor was worth the risk since this is the first type of gym in North Liberty and a real gym, as I can attest to, in the entire community, open 24/7. So it's a fantastic venture that he has gotten. I had the opportunity when my gym closed during the flu to go out there, other than the 25 minutes out and 25 minutes back. It's awesome. It's 24 hours, a ton of phenomenal equipment, which Jamie would love out there. A lot of strong young men, but the kids that were going to New Prairie and Glen, the young athletes participating in sports, having the opportunity to do that, which is phenomenal. The expertise you all bring in with powerlifting, which is, back in my day, all of your kids and young dudes are way past what I was doing, which is awesome. So again, it's a fantastic thing. The tutoring, the mentoring that you give to everybody there, the room in the back for powerlifting is off the charts. It's very cool. So again, congratulations on a great job by both of you guys, especially you, for going out there and teaching kids how to lift the proper way, what to do, and all the totals that go up. So if I get Jamie to get out there to get his name on the board for 220 weight class. Okay, so that'll be good. So appreciate everything you guys have done. It's fantastic. And thanks for all the good work.
Thank you. It's nice to be able to provide something for everybody that's, just able to come in and work out. Even if they don't feel like it 24/7, they can show up any day, anytime they want. So, and I thank you guys for this recognition. So, as you can tell, I'm kind of nervous. It's weird for me to be recognized for something but I thank you guys a lot. It's really awesome. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking because I'll keep rambling, but thank you so much. Thank you to my dad and my wife as well, and everybody that helps me with it. It's not just me that runs the gym. It's a community. It really is.
That's a very cool place.
A round of applause.
Oh, yeah. Look at you, right? 2 in the morning. Go out there. 2 in the afternoon.
Frank will take a picture for you. Right. That's
I couldn't doubt I could.
you as well.
Thank good work. Thank you.
Keep it up, buddy. All right, take care, man. See you. Thank you, guys.
And then lastly, the youth of the month. This was presented to the Chet Wagner 8 to 10 girls softball all-star team who won the state championship at the county council meeting last week. So I think all but one of the girls showed up with their parents. It was great. They They won state championship this year and look for even greater things from the Chet Wagner team as years pass. All right, moving on to bills passed by the St. Joseph County Council. At the aforementioned public meeting held on August 10th, 2021, the following action was taken. Bill 8121, Ordinance 6621, salary amendment for the treasurer. Bill 8021, as amended, was Ordinance 6721, salary amendment for the health department. Bill 8221, as amended, Ordinance 6821, salary amendment for Portage Manor. Bill 7921, Ordinance 6921, another salary amendment for Portage Manor. Bill 8321, as amended, became Ordinance 7021, salary amendment for the prosecutor. And Bill 7821 became Ordinance 7121, which is the monthly transfer and appropriations. Bill 7221, Ordinance 7621, an amendment to the county police retirement. And 7121 was the bill, became 7721, which was the increase to 8% of the county innkeeper's tax. And then finally, Bill 8421, Ordinance 7821, which were transfers and appropriations for some of the American Rescue Plan items. Any questions or comments relating to any of these items? Is there a motion?
A motion to pass these bills by the county council and then our ordinances for the commissioners.
Second.
Motion is second. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next up, Portage Manor requests approval of a security contract with Trinity Protection Group. Miss Robin.
Robin Challoner, Administrator, Portage Manor, 3016 Portage
Can you
Avenue.
move closer to the mic, young lady?
Sure. Can you hear me? Okay.
A little better, yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
This is complicated. So I'm just going to read my cover letter because it involves 3 security agencies to how we got to this point. So if that's okay, I'll just read the cover letter. Dear Honorable Commissioners, since the pandemic, Portage Manor has been on lockdown restrictions by the Indiana State Department of Health. This requires all doors to be secured and monitored. Families are dropping off packages, employees, visitors, and residents are screened before entry, and only those with specific criteria are allowed access in the facility. Due to these tasks and lingering pandemic protocols for licensed healthcare facilities, the need of trusted security help is required. The Board of Commissioners had approved the contract with Magnum Security in November of 2020. They are a local company with good reviews and competitive pricing. They had provided our security needs until July 11th of 21 this year. A security threat that was at no fault of the on-duty Magnum security guard occurred on the 9th at Portage Manor. Fortunately, no residents or staff were harmed. Due to the loss of confidence in the service provider, Ratty Security has assumed security detail to the facility on an emergency basis. Trinity Security has provided a proposal for contract services going forward. As stated above, we continue to require this level of security and help 24 hours a day. I have worked with Neil Graber to put together a contract that shows first an increased security help from August 17th, today, until December 31st to get staff trained and readjusted and readjust residents and family staff and visitors to the reopening phasing protocol. We then would decrease security hours to 12 hours a day starting January 1st, if all goes well and there's not a variant issue in our facility or more stringent rules from the State Department of Health. This is a long-term plan. So I have a short-term plan to get us to the beginning of the year and then a long-term plan to be able to absorb the increased security costs to our 2022 budget. Magnum Security has already been issued a notice of contract termination. This was a while ago before Ratty took over, thanks to the assistance of Jamie Woods. This proposed contract that I have for you today with Trinity has also been reviewed by Jamie Woods and edited with his direct input. I also will add on here that this has been a scary time and a stressful time for all involved at the situation we had at Portage Manor. So I thank Deb Fleming, Derek Dieter, and Michael Mish for their availability and leadership to me to support, to sort this out quickly. Portage Manor was able to show strength and professionalism with your great support. So I thank you for that. So this contract, if you have any questions with Trinity.
Counselor?
I've reviewed the agreement, all my changes have been made. It's terminable by either party providing 30 days notice. That's pretty much at will. We have the standard venue and choice of law provisions. Also, we just generally between the agreement of this and so it needs my approval.
Any questions or comments from the board? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve the security contract with the Trinity Protection Group.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, motion passes. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Rob.
Next, procurement request approval of 2021-22 contract renewal with DocuSign. Ms. Bree.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bree Roberts with offices on the 7th floor of this building. This is actually a exact replica of the contract from last year. As I listed in the cover letter, proposing to pay $14,412.50 out of our 11-12 fund, and then the remaining amount of $65,163.20 out of the COVID fund as assigned by the auditor. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
And we'll just add that this has been a huge service as we move through COVID and other things, just with folks, different varying degrees of being able to be in one place. I think this is a service that certainly makes sense that we can operate more at the speed that we need to versus what we did before. So I appreciate your work on this. Any other questions or comments from the board? Counselor, you okay with this?
I'm fine with the agreement.
Okay.
No questions or comments? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve this contract renewal with the DocuSign.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you,
Thank
Bree.
you.
Thanks, Bruce.
Next, voter registration, request approval of funding to purchase a Hanel carousel storage system for voter registration cards. Good morning, friends from voter
morning.
registration.
Kim Riskovich, 4th floor voter registration, Republican board member.
Mohammed Shabazz, officers on the 4th floor, Democratic board member.
And we were coming to you guys about getting a new card file system. Our current ones are quite outdated and quite frankly, not working right at all. One is completely broken down. We have been working with Bree and Ryan from procurement, looking for something that would work for us. It's been quite a daunting task, and they were able to find something that would work for us. So we're coming to you saying, please help this office out with voter integrity.
Any questions or comments?
I'll make a comment. I went in there and checked. Like, unfortunately, voter registration is always thought as the outcast. You're really not government, whatever, but everybody does a very good job there. But when I looked at that, where they had all the files in one section, then files in the break room, it's just a disservice to the people of St. Joe County that records are in places that shouldn't be. So hopefully this is a start. I think with those other machines at some point need upgrades.
I don't think we can upgrade them. They're so old.
Okay, well, that's my point. At some point, we're gonna have to, there's 3 other ones besides this one?
There are 3 other ones,
Okay.
but ideally we can get most of our registrations into this new machine. We're estimating possibly having to keep 1 out of the 4 current units that we have. Hopefully we'll get them all in one, but realistically, probably have to keep 1.
Okay, at some point, can you get, like, to the commissioners and the council, like a master plan of, hey, we'd like to maybe possibly 1 a year or whatever, so we don't have to go put duct tape and
Absolutely.
everything around and go from there, so.
Now, there has been some changes to our registration laws for how we can retain our records. So at this time, we are currently going through the process of keeping just the current record in our office instead of keeping some of the back ones to minimize the space, which is why we're hopeful we can get everything in one unit.
If we can get everything in one unit, we won't need another one.
Correct.
Okay.
So we'll just have that one.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see how that works, once we get all the cars thinned out and then get the new machine possibly, and then have those filed in there. We can also file other things in there, so like we can have file folders in there and not just for the registration card, so we can have our transfer files in there. If we have room once we put the cards in, so it could be multifunctional.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
I went in there too and saw it and I was surprised, but you told me that that was put in the 70s, is that right?
That unit is older than I am. So, yes,
20, 22, 25
Hey.
years old?
I love you, Andy.
Yeah, so it's been there, so I'm glad that hopefully we can upgrade it and get things done better to help
That would
everybody.
be nice.
Yeah, that would be good.
Any other questions or comments?
I reviewed the agreement. I will note and point out, this is a specialty item, is that right?
It
This
is.
isn't
They have
something-
it specific for our needs.
The agreement is governed by the laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And there is a rather punitive provision in there. If your workspace isn't ready, then it's $2,500 a day if they come out here. You guys know that? You're aware of that?
Yes, yes.
So make sure you have your workspace ready. With those two caveats, I'm fine with the agreement. There's a couple deviations, but based upon this being a specialty item, it may just be something we have to absorb.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve to purchase a Hanel Carousel storage system for the voter registration cards.
Second.
Motion is second. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you both.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you for all
Next
your hard
up,
work.
infrastructure planning and growth, the consent agenda, which consists of the first annual Carter's Ride on August 28th, 2021. Questions or comments regarding this? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion is second. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Next, request approval of bid award for SJC RDC 92101C, new Carlisle broadband expansion. Mr. Sky.
What this is the award, request for awarding of the bids for the broadband expansion project that is going on over in New Carlisle. We had 3 bids. Of those 3 bids, Pemberton Davis Electric was the low bidder. And we recommend that the board award the project to Pemberton Davis in the base bid amount of $245,514.90. Funds for the project are available in the New Carlisle Economic Development Area TIF bond. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
So Sky, when, so let's say this upon passage, what's the anticipated start and completion date for this work?
I would anticipate that they would be able to get started yet this year. Completion is very dependent at this point on supply chain and fiber. We found out from our previous project that's been ongoing is that fiber takes a while to get. So it's probably going to be one of those. We hope it can get done this year, but it depends on the delivery date of the fiber. They can get all the conduit and everything in yet this year, but they may be pulling the fiber next year. So.
Any other questions or comments?
One quick comment. You got up there pretty quick, so I think rehab is good.
Yes, it's going well.
Just, I guess, just an observation. Like one company, like 2 were in the same ballpark. Another one was like 230,000 above that. That TGB.
Yeah. Tried to figure that one out myself. This was the project that we tried to bid earlier in the year and we got no bidders.
Right. I remember that.
So, and TGB is actually the ones out doing the work now. So I don't know if it's a matter of them being busy or maybe they were hoping they were the only bidder this time around and
Right.
they
Okay.
just might have already have plenty of work. So,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah.
usually everybody's in the.
But the
ballpark.
245, the low bid was near the engineer's estimate.
Yep.
So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say too that I would love to get this thing done as soon as possible. So if there's anything we can do to push it and get things done, so.
Well, we'll get the contracts together and get them out to the contractor and get them going. So we're not holding the ball on anything as soon as possible.
Yeah, because I like to get things done
Yeah.
sooner. Yeah.
So more good stuff out in New Carlisle and out of township.
Well, I think this speaks again to the county's commitment to helping
Yes.
entities out, in the county. So New Carlisle, another example of trying to provide resources to underserved areas. So even though some of the press and other folks may not give us the credit that we deserve, I will claim the credit. I mean, the hard work by Sky, Bill, Chris. A great example was Friday's press conference when
Yes.
once again provided resources to some of the folks who need it the most and an ability to get out of an area that may have been trying to get out of. But once again, this is voluntary as well. So we're not forcing broadband on anyone in New Carlisle. We're making the asset available to people who need it and want it.
Plus, I don't recall the team. I'll get it of in New Carlisle, the world wiffle ball champions, by the way.
Is there a motion?
Yes, there's a motion to approve this bid award for the New Carlisle broadband expansion to the Pemberton Davis Electric Incorporated.
Second.
Motion is second. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to old business. There is none. Now open the floor up to public comments. Are there any public comments? Hearing and seeing none, a motion to recess is in order.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Tough luck. We are recessed. Thank you all.
Thank you all, for sure.
Thank you all.